Happy Thanksgiving 2024, Workplace Warriors. I just wanted to stop, although it's a little late where I am. It's right at 6 o'clock on Thanksgiving Day 2024, November 28th. But just wanted to stop by and wish everyone a happy and blessed Thanksgiving. For those of you who celebrate, I would love for you to let me know in the comments what and whom you're thankful for. I'm thankful for so many things that they're almost, not even almost, they are too innumerable to list them all. But I am very grateful for those of you who support me on this mission as I continue to grow my YouTube channel and continue to reach more people and help them on my mission of helping you to live your best career life. I'm grateful for my family, my core family, which are my husband and our son, and our other loved ones, our friends and extended family. I'm grateful for my mother, who is 82 years old. I am very blessed to still have her in my life, as well as two sisters and a brother and their families, their children, my nieces and nephews. Just so many things to be thankful for, and I hope that you have a lot to be thankful for too. That's why I wanted to just stop by for a few minutes today. I know we have our Friday morning live tomorrow morning, but just wanted to take a couple of minutes and talk to you about the importance of having a job that you enjoy. And if my dog starts barking, I apologize. I don't have my headphones on, as you can see, and if she hears someone come to the door, she is going to absolutely lose her mind, or act like it anyway. Let's talk a little bit about signs that tell you if the job that you have is not the one that you want. And of course, I went to my trusty source, MSN Lifestyles and Career, and this one caught my eye, and just want to go through these signs, and there are 10 of them that let us know or suggest that these 10 signs are clear indications that the job that we have is not right for us. So let's start at number 1. You don't see opportunities for growth. If you're on a continuous improvement path and a continuous growth path where you're constantly improving your knowledge and skills and competencies in your area of expertise, then you're going to want to have career growth. So I would encourage you to, if you're finding yourself in that situation, that you don't just sit around and wait for an opportunity to be created for you. Talk to your management, to your immediate manager, and let them know, hey, I've done this in the way of professional development. I have these additional competencies that I would love to use to continue to support the mission of the organization, and I would like some upward mobility. Do you think that that is a possibility? If it is, wonderful. But if it isn't, you have to decide, is that where you want to continue to be? Is that going to be the best place for your happiness, your fulfillment, and for you to be able to continue to provide for your family, whether you're a family of 1 or a family of 15? Bottom line is, you need to be happy. You need to feel fulfilled and valued, and you need to feel like your knowledge, skills, and abilities are being utilized in an effective and healthy way. Next is, company is struggling. So if you see that your company, all of a sudden, you need to keep a close eye on this, because you would be surprised how many employees don't watch the performance of their organization, and there can be very clear signs. So if they're missing If the company is constantly missing its performance goals or including financial goals, for the organization that I work for, it's student enrollment, because we're a higher education system. And so if student enrollment starts to drop, that's not a good sign. We're not meeting our mission. So keep track of how closely your organization is meeting its mission, and keep track of what is being done, implemented to help it get back on track. And if that pattern lasts for a very long time, you might want to look at other opportunities with other organizations. You have no work-life balance, and I cannot stress this enough. I've been through it where I had no work-life balance, and typically it doesn't even pay off, because like I always tell people, at the end of my life, I do not see myself saying I wish I had worked more. I'm going to say I wish I had spent more time with my family and friends and other loved ones. So just start incorporating some boundaries where you're having a social life. You're having a life outside of work, and that work is not just all consuming and not giving you the opportunity or allowing you the opportunity to enjoy other parts of your life. And like I always say, do not stay in a bad situation unless you absolutely have to. And typically we don't have to. It's fear that keeps us in a situation that we know is not the best for us. And I know, because I have been there more than once. But it is so important for you to have work-life balance. So please either try and incorporate boundaries into your existing situation if you're still enjoying your position, what you do, and the impact that you're making. Or if you see where people are constantly crossing those boundaries and you're being treated as if you should not have boundaries to protect your mental health and, just protect you, the holistic person, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and what have you. Financially, is not always the only part of our health that we need to pay attention to. You need to go someplace where you are able to protect all aspects of your health and well-being. So I know that that's a very personal decision, but I'm just offering you some food for thought. So next, number 4 is if you're constantly overwhelmed. 1, maybe the position, maybe you're newer in the position, and what was described to you in the vacancy announcement, as well as what was shared with you during the interview and selection process, is not what you are seeing as you have gotten into the position. And if the employer is requiring you to exhibit knowledge, skills, and abilities that you were not expecting to have to exhibit or need on this job, then it may not be a good fit for you. And only you know, because now if you're constantly feeling overwhelmed, it's going to increase your stress level, which can negatively impact your health, literally your medical well-being. And then also you'll take that stress home to your loved ones, and that can also cause stress with your family, and you don't want that, or even with your friends. So just take stock and see if there's something, or talk to your manager first and let them know that the job is not shaping up to be what you thought, that what you understood it to be during the selection process. So sometimes we can be successful just by having that conversation, and changes can be made. But again, that's another clear sign, according to this article. Next is you can't be yourself or speak up. I once had a colleague to tell me during a group brainstorming meeting that one of my ideas was stupid. Of course, she was very full of herself at the time because she was an attorney. Well, She wasn't an attorney. She had a law degree, but she was not practicing law, so she truly was not an attorney, but she somehow thought that her ideas were superior to other people's, and so I had to let her know in a very professional manner that everyone brings value to the table, and that her ideas were not always the best ones, and that she didn't have the authority to determine whether my ideas were good or not. And so we've since become good friends, I think a lot of her, but she was kind of a bully, and so I just stopped her in her tracks with her bullying tactics, verbal bullying tactics, and let her know that I was not the one that she was going to intimidate. So if she didn't like my ideas, too bad. For one, she wasn't my boss, she wasn't my manager. So just know that you need to be able to speak up in a respectful and professional manner and express yourself, because everyone brings value to the table, and there is also value in differing perspectives. So if you are in an organization or working with a team or on a team that does not value different perspectives, then that can become a very stifling employment situation to be in, because then your creativity is not being enhanced, and you're going to feel like you're closed in eventually. More than likely you will. So consider what change you may need to make there. Next, if you're not making enough money, let me tell you, that can make you hate a job real quickly. So now, it's one thing to not be making enough where you cannot meet your financial obligations, which in and of itself can make for a miserable life, but it's also another thing. It's a different situation that you may be able to live with a little bit longer if you're able to meet your financial obligations and live a comfortable lifestyle, but are aware that you could be making more money with another organization that pays better. Then you have to weigh the pros and cons. For instance, the organization that I work in, which is public higher ed at that, we don't have deep purse strings. I could go someplace else and be earning a higher salary, but I work in an environment where I have a great working relationship with my manager, and as a people manager, myself managing a team of 3, I have a great working relationship with each one of my team members, and that means a lot to me, and it's a family friendly environment. As a matter of fact, my manager actually sent us a text message today wishing us happy Thanksgiving. A lot of managers may not do that, but little things like that make the job so much more worthwhile. And she even worked on yesterday, on Thanksgiving Eve, to give me an opportunity to be off on yesterday so that I could start preparing for today. So little things like that, they can mean a lot, and you may not be earning the highest salary, but you're happy because you're being treated as a valuable part of the team, and you're being treated with respect as the professional that you are in your area of expertise. Next, your values don't mesh with the company's values. So let's say you feel very strongly about climate control, but your organization doesn't appear to feel very strongly about that, and you know that there is an organization that does actively engage in matters related to climate control, and they have an opportunity that you could be perfect for. You need to look into that. Check Glassdoor and Indeed and just Google the company. Go on Yahoo News and Google the company and see what you can find out about that organization and its involvement in the community for social causes and climate control, things like that, and see if their values match yours. And that might be an opportunity for you to get to join an organization whose mission matches your personal values. And let me tell you, when you get into that type of situation, I bet you're going to feel so free and so valued because your mission, your values mirror the organization's values. So, something to think about. Excuse me. So next, let's look at number 8. You dread every single day of work. Now, some people may think, oh, everybody dreads every single day of work. No, everybody doesn't. If a lot of us had our way, we would not be working for someone else or we wouldn't want to have to ask, can we work remotely on certain days, or wouldn't have to ask, could we have certain days around the holidays off or what have you. But we are not dreading work every day. And there is a big difference. And if you have gotten yourself into that situation, or you found yourself into that situation where you're dreading work every day, no matter what is causing, but especially if someone is mistreating you, devaluing you, or belittling you in the workplace, that is, first of all, inappropriate behavior, whether it's from the fellow colleague level or from management, especially from management, because they are supposed to be the ones setting the example. Then I can understand you're feeling dread going into work every day. And if that is you, I would just encourage you to just do some introspection and decide what's most important to you in the workplace, and start looking for that. Before you make a move, or while you're waiting for God to send you to your next assignment, something that I would encourage you to do is, if you find yourself dreading work every day, try journaling each evening to help you to release some of those emotions and get those feelings out of your heart and your head onto paper, and hopefully to give you a stress release where it gives you strength to be able to go back onto that job every day until you can make your next move. But then also take incremental steps every day. Do something that gets you closer to the career opportunity that you want to be on or in, and continue to work towards it until it becomes fruitful and materializes in your life. Let's see. And also take advantage of your existing employer's EAP program as well. Talk to a trained professional who can help you to deal with those emotions that you are experiencing, because that's not healthy for you to feel dread all the time. That is not healthy at all. So number 9, you don't like your boss. Okay, I think that's self-explanatory. If for some reason you and your boss are butting heads, then you by all means probably need to find another opportunity, whether it's within the same organization, but reporting to a different manager, or outside of the organization. Because if you and your boss, you and your manager don't get along, then that is one of the most important work relationships that you have, and that has got to be very stressful. I know when I have been in that situation, that was probably one of the most stressful workplace experiences that I've had to experience. I know how I felt during that time. I know how awesome it feels to be working for a manager whom she and I are on the same page, and we both treat each other with respect, and it's a joy to go into work every day. And so I want that for you as well. So also I encourage you that if you're being treated and you're being subjected to harassment or workplace bullying or anything like that, which are all illegal, then I would encourage you to take advantage of your making a report via your organization's ethics hotline or other avenues such as the federal EEOC or your state's equal opportunity office, so that hopefully that type of behavior can stop towards you. And last but not least, your manager is sending you signals. Let's say all of a sudden you can't do anything right. Your ideas are not good to them. They overlook you for opportunities for advancement. You're left out of meetings and important communications. Just a number of things. And I'm going to read to you what this article said. Sometimes it's not about wanting to leave, but recognizing the signs that your employer wants you to move on. It's sort of like, what's been in the news over the past couple of weeks since the U.S. presidential election, and the key role that Elon Musk is slated to take in the Trump administration. And I think I read an article headline the other day that said that the return to work requirement is meant to make employees quit. Now, we all need to take a deep breath and just think very soundly and make a very sound decision when it comes to our livelihood and our the best interest of us and our families. Like I said, whether you're a family of 1 or a family of 15. Bottom line is I would encourage you not to make off the cuff or impulsive decisions that could totally negatively impact the trajectory of your life and everything that you worked so hard for in your career. For instance, I could go into the office once a week. I would prefer to only go into the office once a week. My employer won't let me do that. They require me to go into the office at least 3 days a week. I do realize that even though I would rather go into the office less, I love going into the office 3 days a week much more than I would going into the office 4 or 5 days a week. Also, within the next 2 years or in a couple of months, I will actually technically be eligible to retire from my job because I will have reached the age of 60 and I will have 10 years of service with the organization. So technically, I can retire in 2 years and a couple of months. So guess what? As much as I would thoroughly hate it if I have to go back into the office 5 days a week, guess what? I'm going to be counting down those 26 months or whatever there are, 27 months that I have before I could technically retire. And I know that when I get to February of 2027, I know that I'll be feeling so free because, for one thing, I think about logically, okay, I've been paying into the pension plan for 8 years. Why would I mess myself up over how often they want me to come into the office? As long as they don't start wanting me to come in on Saturday and Sunday, guess what? I would just grit my teeth and bear it. But what I would do is I would make sure if I'm going into the office 5 days a week, I wouldn't work a whole lot of overtime or what have you, because I would need to find a way to, and I don't technically work overtime anyway. I don't get paid for it because I'm a salaried employee. But what I would do is I would try and find little ways to get my work-life balance back. Because yes, those 2 days that I work from home, for one, I usually get online much earlier, and I work incognito. I'll change my team status to away and or unavailable, so that people who happen to be online won't start reaching out to me before 8 o'clock or 8:30, which our core hours are 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. So I would find little ways to get my work-life balance back. And one of the things that I would do is make sure that since I have to account for commute time, which is absolutely horrendous here in the Metro Atlanta area, I would just make sure that I get into the office a little bit before 8, or a little bit before 8:30 or what have you. And then, except for rare occasions, I would probably be leaving at least by 5:30 so that I can get back home and I can take care of the other things that I'm not able to do anymore for the betterment of my family. Like, for instance, throwing a load of laundry in the washer and then putting it in the dryer. Because of where my office is located in our home, I technically can see the washer and dryer from where I sit right now at my desk. And so I might get up on a Monday morning, and since my husband goes into the office on Mondays, I'll get up on a Monday morning, snatch the linen off of our bed, throw it in the washing machine, have a meeting, maybe do a YouTube video, or what have you, and then go and move that laundry from the washing machine when it finishes to the dryer. And then I may take another little break and run and maybe put a load of towels in the washing machine, and just do that. On my lunch break, I may start dinner, just throw something for dinner in the oven and let it start cooking, set it and forget it. Well, if I have to go into the office 5 days a week, that's taken away some of my ability to run our home as efficiently as I would like to. So I would have to leave work a little bit earlier. Instead of staying until 6 and 6:30 and 7 o'clock, I would probably be making sure that I'm leaving by 5:30. And then I probably also do things like cook a little bit more on a Saturday or a Sunday, so that the first half of the week we have leftovers to take advantage of during the week. And then maybe Wednesday evening, throw something else, in the oven, kind of a set it and forget it, or in the crock pot, or whatever, so that we can have the leftovers for the other days as well. So there are ways to kind of get around it. But I tell you one thing I'm not planning on doing, out of spite, quitting my job because they want me to come into the office 5 days a week. I find a way to work around it, and at the time that I find that I am, eligible to retire, if I'm financially healthy enough to be able to go ahead and retire after I become retirement age and have the years of service and I meet the minimum requirements for retirement, then I can retire. But if I just quit my job and don't give a whole lot of thought as to what the negative downstream impacts could have on me and my family in the future, then that doesn't show sound judgment. So I would just encourage you to exercise sound judgment and make sure that you make the best informed decisions that you can. And sometimes, you may have to endure a little bit of discomfort or inconvenience in order to achieve your end goal. And guess who comes out a winner then? You. Because if you make an uninformed or an impulsive decision that's not well thought out, then guess who loses? You and or your family. So think things through before you take action. That's so important, to exercise self-control. So I hope you found value in this message today. And one of the other reasons why I wanted to stop by and leave this message is because it's the holiday season and people tend to, even though they know that they want another career opportunity, they tend to give their career search a holiday break. Don't do that. Even if you took today off, okay, you need a break sometimes, but if you took today off, do something. Pull your resume up and look at it and read it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure you have no typos. in your resume. And guess what? That's an incremental step that you've taken towards getting to, getting closer to your goal. So make sure that you're doing something every day to help get you closer to your best career life goal. Well, I hope you haven't eaten too much turkey, collard greens, cranberry sauce, green beans, green bean casserole, dressing or stuffing, whichever you call it, and too many desserts. Hopefully you're not the stuffed turkey. But I hope you had a blessed Thanksgiving. I wish you and your family nothing but the best. And if you can, join me tomorrow morning for our usual Friday morning live. I'd love to see you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.